do. Just relaxing. I'm hungry, you know what I'm saying? You guys giving praise to the almost true living God, all true living God. And yeah. Um, so yeah. I was hungry still, so hey, I had to eat. I had to eat, you guys. Thank you. Amen. Ooh, yes. Yeah, you guys, I'm just chilling. I was hungry. I couldn't help it. I really couldn't help it. I tried everything in my power. I tried everything in my power, but I just, I couldn't fight it. The urge was so big. Yeah, I had like the biggest urge. I was so hungry. I was like, oh my goodness, I gotta eat. I gotta eat. I'm too hungry. So I had to take in, you know, buy me some snack on a little light something. And I had fried me some steak with a little flour, seasoning and stuff, you know. Something quick, you know, just something quick. Mm-hmm. Mm. 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 I am now. Mm. Mm. Mm.
Everyone in
Gang
this world
stalking.
is
Oh my
actually
gosh.
a target of gang stalking. Because most of them don't even know it. But that's the reality of it, that's the truth. Because we are all being targeted by large corporations, by the elites. If you just look at the agreement when you...
Mm.
Cox Business is here to set you up with tech solutions that adapt to your business needs, like reliable fiber internet plus personal 24/7 IT support that goes beyond
There you go.
Switch today. Fiber availability limited in select
There you
areas.
go. You're more than welcome.
Certain app on your phone, or wherever it may be. Just look at the terms and conditions. You will see that you're given them permission to watch you through the camera on your phone, or even the camera on your TV. Your TV could be in your bedroom. And also, so that they can
Yes,
listen to
it
you
is.
through your microphone as well, on all of your devices.
Mm. Yes.
So
So,
because of this, I would say that
vertical,
yes, in
was
fact,
that
everyone is a
virtue,
target of
a
gang
virtue
stalking.
hustler?
It's just most people do not realise it. And to be honest, I think most people don't really care.
I believe I said that.
Quite clearly,
I
most
believe I said
people
that
are
right.
not concerned about their privacy. Because if they were, there would be petitions, they would be standing up against what we have to agree to in these terms and conditions when we are downloading certain apps, whether it's for social media or wherever it may be. But there doesn't seem to be any big petitions against it. Most people simply aren't concerned about it because they're not concerned about their privacy.
Gang stalking.
It seems that it's mainly us, as chosen ones, we are concerned about it because we have the most to lose. We have this incredible energy that we're able to generate from within, and of course, everyone wants to partake and have a piece of that. They want to take a part of that for themselves. And that's how they can often become so... What's the words with us? extreme targeting. I mean, it's not just something from a distance, it's very invasive. They really want to get involved and become a part of our lives and learn everything about us that they possibly can. But here's the interesting thing, is that they actually never learn anything about us. Because they never even take the time to get to know us. All they ever try to do is mold us into what they need us to be so that they can feel better about themselves. So that it validates their false identity. And yes, I said it, false identity, because that's what most people in this world have. It's not just narcissists. Most people in this world are not real. And that is the reality of it. That is the truth. Most people in this world are not real like we are.
Wow. That's cool.
And you will know when you really are a valuable, special and rare target. Because it's like there's going to be no means for you to escape. They're not going to want to let you get away. They're going to hold on to you for as long as they possibly can. Even for life. If they are able to do that. It's kind of like some crazy psycho rapist who manages to get a girl alone in like some dark alley somewhere. Of course, she's not going to let her get away. Especially a psycho like that, they're not even going to fear the consequences. And they're not going to care about what that person wants. They're just going to impose their fantasy onto them. They're not going to respect boundaries. They're not going to recognize any separation. It's just going to be all about them. So yes, these gang stalkers can be likened to rapists. And they're often murderers, thieves. Many of them are criminals. As you may know, they often use pedophiles as well. And of course they would, because those are the perfect people for that role. To fit that position, because it's the exact same personality as a gang stalker. All of these crazy types of people, they do not respect boundaries. They do not respect your nose. They do not respect any form of separation. They do not recognize that you are a separate person with your own feelings, wants and needs. They do not recognize any of that, and instead they view you as an extension of them, as an object that exists to meet their needs. That's really what they are. That's really what they're like. And that's really how they're always going to be. They will remain that way for the rest of their lives because they lack the strength to go within and develop their true self. If there is one there, or if there was one there a long time ago, they lack the strength to go within and do that. They really do, and that is why they latch on to you. And quite clearly, they do not respect you. They do not respect your boundaries. And that is why they're just senselessly coming after you and trying to impose their false reality, their false narrative, their fantasy onto you. That's why they're trying to do that. And it's because they lack an identity of their own. They're unable to generate their own power and energy from within. So they feel very unsafe,
survival.
they feel very insecure.
Clivy.
They lack stability.
Bluey, bingo.
And that's it's like
bless
anything
you.
can send them off.
God
It
bless
doesn't take much to insult them. You may not even know.
Hey, check out the new Tijuana Flash menu. Over 183 ordering possibilities, including the Tijuana marijuana section. You can customize everything. Endless possibilities can Tijuana Flats, Tex-Mex for all, even exciting committee fans.
said or did wrong that you may never know. Because it could have been any little thing. When you're dealing with these types of people, these
Narcissist survivor. Yeah.
It could have been
Survivor.
anything that made them that way. But then also understand that they were already that way. It's just then became exposed to you and it was then directed at you. It's not that they just became this way overnight, they were already that way. It's just you were exposed to them and they then exposed themselves to you. And then they directed their true energy, their dark negative energy, and who they actually are at you. Or before it may be directed at someone else, maybe a close family member or friend, whoever
Thank you.
have been. But then once they became aware of you, they then directed that energy towards you. But many of you get this wrong. You actually think that before these were good people. Well, that doesn't make any sense because how could they have the capacity to do bad? I mean, everyone has the capacity to do evil things, but not at that level. I mean, I myself, I've seen people who have been targeted by groups in the past, and I had to step in. Even though it may have risked me being hurt, even physically, just as a human, I had to step in and do that. I felt like that's just my duty, that's my role. And by realizing this, you should realize that this is who they actually are, this is who they've always been. But yeah, if you're willing to believe in it, they will play along and they will act like, no, they're actually very good people, they're nice, they're kind, they're just not that way with you. But I can tell you honestly, that is not the truth. That is not the truth at all, that is actually who they are. You're just witnessing the real person underneath the mask.
Yeah.
Who they were
I really
the
did.
entire time. And I'm sad to say that most people in this world are like that. Most people in this world are not like you or I. They're really not. I mean, if they were, why would there be so much suffering in the world? Why would there be all of these world wars? So many people in poverty. So many people who are starving. Why would all of these things be happening if most people in this world were like you or I? It just wouldn't be possible. So that's what you should know. But really, when you get targeted, it's like, I mean, you have a choice whether or not you want to remain in denial, but the reality is, you have taken the red pill and you have woken up. You have left the matrix. As soon as you become a target of gang stalking, you're starting to realize the true nature of people. But then also at the time, that's not really the true nature of a human being. It's the true nature of someone who is traumatized. People who are uncomfortable with themselves. They do not like themselves because deep down they know that they are bad. They know that they are wrong, and that's why they come around you, because you have this sense of purity and innocence. You're at harmony with yourself. You can regulate yourself from within. And then they use you as this prop, this vessel to then regulate their own emotions. Because you're confident,
That is so true.
stable and secure within yourself. And of course they're not, especially when they're around you. So then they come around you to get that from you, to get that sense of security and stability within themselves. Whatever they're trying to get from you, or at least, I mean, you can see when they come around you, it's doing something to them, it's doing something for them. It's making them feel better, it's making them feel good, it's making them feel more confident than getting that from you.
Yeah.
Because you've already got that within yourself. But you may not always be aware of it because they typically try to get you to doubt yourself as well.
Yeah.
So that could cause you to become unaware of that.
The mosquitoes are just all over the backyard. Quiet, please. Okay.
That is so true.
Wow.
I've been dealing with it. It's like all my life, really. So
I've been spending some time with these cats here. It's nice to see how they could just sit together like this. I
yeah,
often see cats fighting a lot. But yeah, that's really what this is about.
yeah. Tune into
It's pretty much that most people in
Narcissist
this world,
Survivor.
they lack
They
a
give you all the
creativity,
information you need.
they lack
They give you all the information you need about Narcissist Survivor. So yeah.
a sense of self, an inner sense of value, because they're always in the mix, they're always around other people. They're always engaged in escapism, they're trying to escape from themselves and their reality. They're out getting drunk, doing stupid things, taking drugs, just doing anything to try to escape, to distract themselves. But as for you, you confront yourself, you confront reality, and I can tell you that that is something that most people are not willing to do. Most people are not willing to do that. And you're able to do that because you've got courage, you've got confidence, you've got strength, you've got discipline, you've got an inner sense of value, security and stability. They come around you to get these qualities from you, to steal it from you, because they know they're not going to get that from anyone else. And that's why they're coming after you, that's why they target you. They make it out like it's something you've done wrong. But at some point you're
I
going
have
to
not
catch
done
on. It's going to
nothing
be like,
wrong.
alright, so I meant to have done this wrong. Does that really warrant or justify gang stalking, harassment? Does that even justify that for a single day? Forget several weeks, months, or even years. But in their minds, it does justify that because they're justifying it with their own self-hatred, which they cannot regulate or resolve. These types of people, they feel rejected, they feel like they're not good enough, and they get so mad, it really stirs them up emotionally. And they hold grudges, they can hold on to that for life. And when things don't go our way, or if we feel rejected, whatever it may be, it's a normal human emotion to feel rejected, to feel angry, to feel like you're not good enough. We will all feel that way from time to time. I know I felt that way myself. But I don't go and take it out on someone else. I don't harbour these feelings within and hold on to them for the rest of my life.
This
Because I
is
like
the
to
guy.
think that I am a relatively healthy person, especially considering everything that I've been through. But that's just it as well. And it reveals just how delusional, how crazy these gang stalkers are. Because they can harass and provoke you for years until they finally get a reaction, they finally get a response out of you. And then they'll use that to justify the years that they have been gang stalking you. And they'll just forget about everything that they did to you up until that point. And then they'll use that reaction, that response from you to further justify gang stalking you and harassing you even more. That's just how
I have went
crazy
through
and
it
delusional
all.
they are.
They are very delusional.
And it really reveals that they don't
But
know
make sure
who
you
they
pray
are.
for your enemies.
They
Y'all
do
pray for
lack
your
an
enemies
identity,
and
they do
don't be
lack a
like
sense of
them. Do
self,
not make
because there's no accountability.
narcissists or wicked evil people make you
Their
be like
actions and
them.
behaviours
No, 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 no.
in their minds are not connected to themselves. And they feel completely insignificant, they feel unimportant. That's why when they're coming around you, they constantly do things to try to be noticed, to try to be seen by you, to try to provoke you and get a reaction out of you.
Yes!
For that reason. Because they don't feel like they're being seen. They don't feel significant or important. They don't feel like they're good enough. And that's how you should know. I guess they targeted you because they believe that you are better than them. They believe that you are superior. And of course that makes sense, because what would be the point of targeting someone who is beneath you, someone who's really that bad?
Yeah, that bad.
I mean, I don't know about you. Well, actually, I'm sure I do. But just think about this for a moment. People who actually are that bad. I mean, just think about someone, some dirty, foul loser who's murdered someone, a rapist, a paedophile. If someone asked you to be part of a group and follow someone like that, would you want to be around that type of person? I wouldn't want to be anywhere near them. And in fact, if that was a compulsory requirement, I would probably do something on purpose so that I become a target, just so that I can isolate myself, because I wouldn't want to be around any of those types of people. But just look at how they're coming after you like you are some kind of criminal, like you're some kind of crazy, insane person. Who in the right mind would want to be around someone like that? Even if it is just to harass them, who would want to do that? It really makes no sense. Because in my experience, especially from where I'm from, I have come into contact with people like that. And it is not a pleasant experience. They have the worst energy. Just being around them makes you feel sick. It makes you feel like you just want to get away from them. It makes you feel like you never want to meet another person again for the rest of your life. And that's how you know that they're lying to you. It is an agenda. And in fact, they're coming around you because you're good, you're kind, you're pure. Because you're way better than them as a person. You're far better than them. You're a chosen one. You're an empath. Remind yourself of that. And another thing that really reveals just how foul they are, just how wicked and immoral, is that they're gang stalking you, they're harassing you. I mean, let's just, hypothetically speaking, let's say I'm a gang stalker right now. I'm a part of some covert surveillance harassment group. And I'm targeting a murderer, a rapist, a paedophile. And what am I meant to do? Intimidate them, bully them, harass them? How's that going to make anything better? If I was going to target that type of person, it would be as a mission to improve their mental health, not to make them even worse. And this is how you know what you're actually dealing with, because they're coming around you to degrade you, to make you worse. Even though there may not actually be anything so bad about you. But they're coming around you to do that, to feel better about themselves. Because yes, they're seeing you as being something above them, not below them. But people genuinely are beneath someone, you want to lift them up. That's just intrinsically how you would feel. But then how do most people react in public? When they're around, let's say, a beautiful woman. Let me just wipe the camera because I know it's quite blurry.
Centrum Menopause supplements help unpause life when symptoms pause it, with the multivitamin plus hot flash support. quality sleep. And an extra for focus and clarity. Centrum, powered by clinically studied ingredients. We gotta stop stressing and live our lives. Everybody get down! Imagine that.
You're playing with fire.
I'm trying to protect us.
The only way to do that is to settle your debt with Buddha.
The cards kill me. If they else, die. She hates Duda as much as he hates her. Still living for today. It's time for me to cash in that paper.
You've changed a lot of lives.
Except for the worst. Imagine that.
I never should have sent a boy to do a woman's job.
The Shy, new episodes now streaming. Visit ParamountPlus.com/The Shy to get 50% off.
Yes, how do most people react in public when they're around a beautiful woman, a bodybuilder? I've seen it myself in my own experiences. They kind of ignore them. They treat them with contempt, as though they're completely worthless or beneath their consideration. They may even make backhanded compliments about them. They may say things indirectly. I've seen it before where it's like they pretend they're talking to someone else and then they'll make these sly comments indirectly about that person, about that bodybuilder or beautiful woman, because they feel intimidated. They feel inferior to them. That's the exact same thing as what they're doing with you. They feel intimidated by you. They're not looking at you like you're some garbage criminal, like you're a piece of shit. They're not looking at you like that at all. They're looking at you in the opposite way, and that's why they target you. Because I mean, just put yourself in that situation. I mean, we're on here learning about narcissists as well, who are the same thing, the people who view other people as extensions of them, as objects. They don't value or respect boundaries. They don't view you as a separate person with your own feelings, wants and needs. They're just this object that they can use whenever they please. And without consideration for what you want or what you don't want, or what's okay or what's not okay for you. So that's the type of people that we're talking about on here. As many of you may have experienced if you dealt with narcissists as well, especially in relationships or families, just being around them makes you feel sick. It doesn't feel good at all. Getting around them, trying to bring them down, that doesn't do anything.
Hey, Zachary.
It doesn't do anything for you, and in fact, they like that. Never wrestle with pigs. You might get dirty, and besides, the pig likes it. I can't remember whose quote that is, but I like that quote. But these gang stalkers, they do want to wrestle with you. They do want to pull you into their mud because you're not dirty. You're clean. You're pure. And they come around you to manipulate you because you're a rare type of person in this world where you won't be able to see it. Because maybe you never had to manipulate anyone in your entire life. So you never learned how to do that, yet they had to do that in order for them to be able to survive. It's how they get by in life. But as for us, we get by on just being who we are. Our natural charm and charisma. Just being our authentic, true selves. People are naturally drawn to us, they're attracted to us. But it's not like that for them. They have to manipulate people They have to manipulate you, because that's the only way that they can get their needs met. So you can see, this is why gang stalkers are coming after you. It's because the opposite of everything that they make you out to be. They view you as being greater than them. And of course, it lines up with everything that I just said. It makes perfect sense. When has anyone in human history ever targeted something that's not valuable? That's not something important to them, that can benefit them in some way. That never happens. If it's not good, they just ignore it. They just forget about it.
I didn't feel like anyone was listening to me when I was telling them that these symptoms were not normal. I was gaslighted to my concerns. I'll always advocate for myself.
And that would be very easy for them to do, because anyway, you're the type of person who doesn't like to be around a lot of people. I'm sure you're that type of person where you've like rejected so many people already in your past. And again, that's part of the reason why they harass you. Because they feel like they're not good enough to be around you. So then they resort to stalking. This is what happens in relationships as well, where a narcissist feels rejected, not acceptable to them in a relation anymore. They can't pull the wool over your eyes. And then it's kind of like their last resort. They have to stalk you. They have to come after you covertly. They have to force you to be in contact with them.
Dang.
They've got to place these hooks in you so that you can't just get away. Same thing with the gang stalkers. It's the exact same thing. So this is why they do it. This is why they gang stalk you, this is why they come after you, because they feel like they're not good enough. They don't feel good about themselves. They feel inferior, they feel insecure. They lack an inner sense of value, an identity, a sense of self. They feel unstable, insecure. They lack a sense of safety and security within themselves because they're chameleons, they're shapeshifters. And this is why they get around you. They have to destabilize you. They have to keep you off balance. They have to cause you to doubt yourself, to feel insecure. They have to target your self-esteem so that it makes them feel better about themselves. And then it validates their false self and the illusion that they are trying to portray. This orchestration. And that's how they're like master manipulators. They're orchestrators, they plan and coordinate the elements of the situation, use and side effects. Because that's all that they really care about, is their desired effect. They want to have an effect on you. Looks like this cat is protecting my bag here that I left over there. What a nice little cat. It likes my bag. Everyone say hello to this stray cat here. Who's now walking away. Job is done, you protected my bag, and now I can collect it. this is just what you got to understand. And yeah, I would just tell you the truth. If it was more about something you've done wrong, or you're not good enough, something you said, something you did, whatever it is, if that was the situation, I would just say that. But I can promise you, it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter what you achieve, it doesn't matter about your efforts to try and make things right, that makes no difference. You can do whatever you want because it's not your problem to fix. It's theirs, so it doesn't matter how much effort you put in, how much you try to make things right, how much you try to correct things. You can't correct anything because it's not you. It's them. It's most people in this world that are living in the matrix, in a false reality. And I can tell you, I've been there myself.
Me too.
I was in the matrix for such a long time.
Yeah. Come on, brother.
And yeah, it's not good.
Yep. It's not.
I remember when I used to go to bars and clubs, drink alcohol.
I don't vote. I don't vote.
Did not catch you slacking on snacking.
They gonna kill him because he already an elderly man.
I was
They
just
about to
around
kill
everyone
Joe
all the
Biden.
time. And then at some point I stopped doing that. I pulled
They
out.
about to kill him.
I
Like
started
they
to
did all the
realise
rest
that
of the
this
presidents that was in
life,
there. Kill him.
it's making me miserable. It's making me feel empty.
It ain't funny, but hey, it's life.
And I was literally on antidepressants. I was seeing a psychiatrist.
Yeah,
So
I
had
don't
to pull
vote.
away from all of that.
I don't vote.
And then as soon as I did that,
I'm
I started
only
to feel
with
better within
helping the
myself.
people. I don't take sides on
And
things like that. It's just
I was already targeted in some way before
not my
that,
cup of tea.
because I demonstrated some
You
form
know.
of status which they didn't like. But then once I started to pull away from them, I kind of rejected them in a way, and that made it even worse. That's when I started to get gang stalked every day. When they could see that I had pulled away. When I was in the mix with everyone, and I was demonstrating forms of status. I had a beautiful girlfriend at that time. We had a nice house and cool cars. Yeah, they didn't like that. But it wasn't enough for them to stalk me every day. That started when I really pulled away. When I just I became desensitized to it all. I got used to being around certain types of people, having certain things, and I just got bored. And then when I moved away from it all, that's when they really came down on me.
Yeah.
It's like I was treating it as though this world, this matrix isn't enough.
Yeah.
And I know that's what many of you have done. Because you've achieved some level of intelligence. Maybe you're from an affluent family, whatever it may be. Or maybe you got involved with the wrong people and they could see that you're happy and you don't need anything. You just feel good on your own, and they don't like that. Because it's not like that for them. And when they're targeting you, you'll see that as well. They're always so arrogant, they're always trying to show off, whether it's a beautiful woman, a handsome man, a luxury car, whatever it may be. They're always trying to flaunt something because they're trying to project these feelings that they have onto you. These feelings of inadequacy, of non-fulfillment, dissatisfaction, that's how they feel. So they're trying to put that onto you. But it's like, all you really need to do is just get away from them. That's all that you need to do to feel good. They want to make you dependent on them, and they want to make you think, no, you're not happy because you're not around them. But actually, no, you're not happy because you are around them. Just take a hike in the woods. Go climb a mountain. Go sit by a lake and tell me how you feel. I guarantee you will feel a lot better. You don't feel good because you are around them. And also you feel a lot of pressure to conform, to be a part of their group. And you're resistant to that because naturally when someone's pressuring you into something, you are going to resist it because it seems very suspicious. But they're pressuring you so much, it's not like, you don't get the impression as though, oh, this is going to be good for me. It's more like, yeah, this is going to be good for you. You're going to exploit me and you're going to get something off my back. And that's the kind of feeling that we get when we're around them. But they don't recognize that because they're narcissistic, because it's all about them. They lack empathy, so they don't feel what we feel. But yeah, it is that pressure, that's what causes us to resist. I mean, but even then, if we weren't pressured, we'd still just be by ourselves. Maybe not all of the time, but most of the time. Because that's just our personality, that's just the way that we are. And I know that's the way that you are because that's the way that I am. It's the way that I've always been myself. I've always been that type of person where it's like, with everyone else, just keep them out, forget about them. We got our own world on our own. And it's like, yeah, just me and you. Just me and one other person. And we have this connection. We have this experience together. Let's just forget about everyone else. That's always how it was. And then people just started stalking us. They couldn't leave us alone. But yeah, that's how it's always been for me. I've only really needed just one person in my life who I can connect with.
One.
I'm that type of person that I really like. I've actually been quite clingy with them. Like I didn't want to let them go.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to let them go, you know, when you connect with someone, when you feel good around them. But when it comes to large groups of people, I'd rather just stay away. I don't feel comfortable around that at all. But then, maybe it's just because most people don't align with us. I mean, I can get on
I gotta go, you guys. I'll talk to you later. Good night. My son calling.